So hey everybody, Caudullo here, and this is my little ode to Philip Bloom. He has a way with water balloons exploding. Just wanted to be able to do it. So the purpose of this video is to give you guys a little bit more view of what we shot with both the Canon R5 C and the Canon C50. They are in some ways very similar cameras and in some ways very different. And it was certainly a challenge to take these out into different environments and try and shoot different scenes. We started out at the Dusit Central Park, which is the new reincarnation of the original Dusit Thani, which was a historic landmark building, resort building here in Bangkok. And it was finally torn down and then rebuilt in its new image. And they feature this beautiful park that's built in to the outside edge. And then inside, you've got not only an amazing mall, which Bangkok has got so many malls, but this one really is quite special. But you've also got a hotel, resort. It's just a conglomeration of everything. And it's right there at the two train stations, the MRT, which is the subway line, and the BTS. So we thought we'd start here, let you guys see some daytime shots. What I wanted to do was have them both shoot identical settings. This did cause a little bit of a problem that I didn't anticipate with the C50, with the additional range that it has for dynamic range. It really, I had the settings set for 1/2000th of a second, f5.6, and the ISO base for the C50 to 6400. This gives you a lot of amazing range. The problem is that with the C50, you're going to notice that we're a little clipped in the whites. And I didn't realize it was doing it that bad. I thought I could correct it in post. In hindsight, it basically means that I either need to up my f-stop, or I need to go ahead and use the insert ND filters, which are quite a challenge because you've got to take the lens off, put the ND filter on, and then put the lens back on again, and they're quite fragile to work with. So it's not like just screwing on a ND filter to the outside of the lens. You can't do that with these cameras.
You're teasing me now.
Here we have some fountains that we shot, and fountains are a great way to show off what the camera can do with slow motion. Now we've got it at 59.94, and I slowed it down by 25% to give you a little example of what the slow motion capabilities are. And actually, they look pretty damn good, I'd say.
Make sure you aim for the sky.
So after our fountain shot, we moved over to get another beautiful overview from Dusit Central Park. And you notice we're looking down now, and you see the multiple levels of the park. You'll see the overpass that's going past. And then beyond that, you see Lumpini Park and the rest of Bangkok in the view. It's a great landscape view, and it really shows what the cameras can accomplish. Then we basically turned the cameras around and caught some of the beautiful waterfalls and the walkways along the multi-tiered garden landscape.
Get a couple pictures of this back, showing both. And then back up and get both of them together. And hold on that. Okay. Get a couple pictures of this back, showing both. And then back up and get both of them together. And hold on that. Okay.
From there, we walked across to Lumpini Park through the underground of the MRT system, and we came up here where the Rama IV statue is in the park, and we're going to look back over towards Dusit Central Park. And here's a good example of what you can get out of the cameras in those situations. from daytime, we jumped into nighttime, and here we showed up at Khao San Road, which is a popular, super popular night spot for tourists coming to Thailand. And I wanted to give you a feel for that, what that was like. Both of these cameras do really well, but I was really impressed with what the C50, the extra range that I could get out of it over the R5C. So, and also less noise, thanks to the 6400 ISO base. We really got some beautiful stuff out of this. Absolutely love the detail that I can get out of the blacks. From the inky black sky down to the sidewalk and the street level, where you can still see all the detail. You're not losing anything in the highs. You're not losing any details in the low. It's just beautiful. And you know, I made both the R5C and the C50 look beautiful in these situations, but the R5C does take a little bit more work. It does a great job, but you know, if I was starting out all over again, I might tend to go a little bit towards it. Take a look at the close-up when you take a look at these and see the detail. And can you tell the difference between the Canon R5C shooting at native 8192 by 4096 or the Canon C50? Go along to a couple of other locations along Khao San Road, and then finally to the edge of the street where we had a fantastic tuk-tuk that took off right in front of us and gave us an excellent view of the beautiful nightlife. From there, we headed over to the world-famous Bangkok Flower Mart, which is a great place to go at night because what they're doing is they receive in all these flowers in the evening hours, and then they turn them into beautiful bouquets and garlands that they sell all over the country, basically, from here. And so it's a great place to come and see some beautiful sights. Get good dynamic range out of the R5C with the base ISO of 3200, but it's only given us Canon log 3, and I really do like the look of what I'm getting with the C50 with an ISO base of 6400, and then you've got the Canon log 2, which is really, really pretty, and I like it a lot, and it really has swayed me quite a bit towards the C50. And for all of these, I use my absolutely so trustworthy i3 100-watt super battery pack. It gives you 2 USB-C ports and 2 USB-A ports, and basically I was able to shoot all day, never had to worry about batteries. It was fantastic. So what's really interesting is that the automatic output in EOS VR Utility for matching the input resolution is 6144 by 3072. But I did go ahead and export these at 8192 by 4096 because I wanted you guys to see can you really see a difference between the two? I don't think I can. Sum up some of the key differences. The R5C offers higher still photo resolution at 45 megapixels and maximum video resolution of 8K. The C50 boasts superior advertised dynamic range of 15 plus to 16 stops and supports the more demanding color grading profile of Canon C log 2, which the R5C doesn't have. So for high-end cinematic work, where dynamic range is so important, the C50 might fill your needs better. Low light performance, the C50 features the dual base 800 or 6400 in Canon log 2, and that gives it a really significant advantage in low light environments, and it promises less noise at the higher base ISO. And that's definitely what was proved out in my tests. The R5C dual base is 800 or 3200, but only in C log 3. Now, as far as the professional video features, the C50 is a more dedicated cinema camera, which is evident by the inclusion of built-in XLR audio inputs, except that if you're using this for 3D VR 180, you really can't use those, unfortunately. For photography, I would say the R5C is the stronger. For photography, I would say the For photography, I would say the R5C is the stronger camera due to its 45 megapixel sensor and the inclusion of a mechanical shutter. The C50 is really video first. It eliminates a mechanical shutter, which limits the still photography, but that's not something that I use very much, to be quite honest, with the 3D VR 180 videos that I do. The form factor, the C50 is the smallest and lightest of the cinema EOS cameras, making it excellent for portability, but it does not have a built-in electric viewfinder, which, quite honestly, I hardly ever use on the R5C. So the choice is really a toss-up. I see a lot of good things about both cameras. I see some advantages to the C50, but I see other advantages to the R5C. Either way, I don't think you can go wrong with these cameras.